is good, everyone? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is well. My name is Karma, and this is Spiritual Savage. Welcome. Grateful to have you all with us today. Let me get this started. Alright. So, he's one of the best out right now. So today, man, I have some things to talk about, my friends. A lot of our youth out there have been struggling. And as a leader, I believe that it is important, and it has always been important for me to speak up and out against things that I know can and will hurt my platforms. Because I'm not afraid to speak out on the truth. I know how to manipulate even the algorithms to get the people and the followers to follow my pages. A lot of our stuff is not even being seen because we get a harsher version of Facebook and Instagram because of what we speak out on. So we get a version where we were reaching 1 million people in 7 days, to where they try to make us feel like we're not being adequate enough by engagement-based rankings. This is something that is in the platforms, and they are MSI, Meaningful Social Interactions, which doesn't mean that it's positive, because a meaningful social interaction to them is more dollars. So to them, a meaningful social interaction could be something very negative. It could be hate speech, it could be violence, it could be eating disorders and anorexia. And that is why I want to speak out to my youth, because we see all these reels that aren't real, and they're either famous people or they're computer AI bots, and they are making people feel less than what they truly are, taking them to levels where they think that they have to step up to some sort of standard in order to get engagement on their following, and a lot of their clicks. I mean, why do you think we went from 1 emoji to 7, or to how many emojis do we have now? Because those emojis can manipulate people's mind. Somebody laughs at your thing. Me personally, I've learned from doing this for years to not take anything personally, that this is just a reflection within that person. If they're laughing at my stuff, I might have told a joke, or maybe they just think that it's just funny, I don't know, or they're just doing it to try to clown on my stuff, and that happens, and they allow, even after you block the person, for the emoji to stay on your posts. Now, for the youth, because they were trying to make an Instagram Kids, which has been kind of blocked from the public for right now. But yesterday, I watched the 3-hour-long congressional hearing. I watched the whole thing, because I have been speaking on social media for a long time. We have 13 platforms, and to me personally, if Facebook and Instagram went away, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to me, because I know that they care more about dollars than people. That they put profits over people. And even at the expense of pain, we have children that are committing suicide, self-injury, eating disorders, and this is a big fucking problem to me. Okay, this is something that I just can't sit down and be quiet about. Okay, and people will jump on and off of this video on certain platforms, and that's okay, but like, what I'm about to talk about is something that people need to hear and be aware of, especially if you are a parent. You need to know what is happening in our social media world. You need to understand how some of these algorithms work, not in your favor, actually to lead to your demise, to lead to your destruction. Okay, and that is how I know how to manipulate the algorithms to get the following that I want. But I have been, all of my theories, you can go back and watch my videos from the past year, okay? All of my theories that I spoke out and up against have became true from watching this hearing. We get a harsher version of Facebook and Instagram because of what we speak out on. Because we're speaking out up against the platforms. Not that we think that you're a bad platform. We love your platform. But you're putting your profits over people, and that is a problem. That is a problem, at least for me, especially when children are involved. I have 2 children, and to know that they can jump on Instagram at a young age, even before they're allowed, they deleted 600,000 accounts, supposedly, in the last month of children that were under 18. 600,000. That's how many younger people under the age of 13 were on here. But they wanted to do the Instagram Kids because they want to start marketing off of them at a young age, and they know that kids go to their parents for money, for things. So, man, this stuff gets me fired up. So any young person who has been feeling down on themselves, or maybe like, you see this social media world and you're starting to believe that you have to step up to this standard, I want you to know that you are beautiful just as you are. That you are divine and you have a purpose that none of these other people have. That you have something to offer that nobody else can offer but yourself. I want you to know that you are worthy, that you are blessed, that you are loved, that you are full of potential. And do not let this social media world try to trick you into believing that you are somebody that you are not. It gets me so upset that I can almost cry about this. Because children are taking their fucking lives because of this. It is getting so in their head that they go to school and they get bullied all day. Then they come home and they get on Instagram and they get bullied again. They can't get away from it. Can't give up. You can't give in. You have to keep pursuing your dreams. Okay? Now, a lot of the algorithms that are in place right now, the MSI, the meaningful social interactions, they're not all positive. Most of them are negative, especially in places like Ethiopia where the crime rate is through the roof. Hate crime especially, because most of the stuff that they see, they have these bases set up within Facebook and Instagram called civic integrity systems that are supposed to get these posts before they get out to people, which is funny because when the truth gets posted, they get it in like 3 seconds, and then they knock it down, and then they say that it's fact checked, right, and that it's not real within seconds, the truth. So these platforms are kind of backed in the corner, and I can understand from their perspective, like, a lot of weight has been put on these platforms to try to, do the best that they can with what they have, but they're getting into too much, and then they're getting in too deep, and now they're starting to hurt our children. And this is what the congressional hearing was mainly about yesterday. It also was on some national security issues, but I know that people will not see my posts because of the content that we produce. The people that are out there speaking truths, you might be shadow banned. You might not even know that you're banned, and your likes and your rating, your engagements, they used to be at 1 million people a week like us, and then they went down to now your posts are only getting 3 likes. They're only getting shown to whoever they want to allow to see your posts, because they are in control of that. So this also affects adults that are trying to start businesses. They do not allow people to succeed almost, and that is a problem because they're putting their profits over you, over me, over our children. The biggest thing to me is kids. Do not fuck with children. Do not fucking hurt them. Do not try, because I will speak out against it. I am not afraid to talk up and speak out against what is fucking right in this life. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the follows. I am a fucking true leader. A true leader. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to conform to a certain way of posting and that incites violence, that incites anorexia and eating disorders and hate crime. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. Yes, I know that is what pushes the algorithms because they're meaningful social interactions. They get people fired up. But it's too fidgety, okay, right now. And they're trying to come to a point where, well, I mean, Mr. Zuckerberg was not at the congressional hearing yesterday, so there's that. He was sailing. But I suggest anybody that works on these platforms to go on YouTube and watch the congressional hearing yesterday from Frances Young, I believe her name was. She's a very intelligent woman, Harvard MBA, also has degrees from other colleges, and is very concerned about the well-being of the future, especially for our children. And if they wanted to promote something like Instagram Kids, they target children because that's their money, you know. They want more engagement on their platforms. They want to like revamp Facebook and Instagram, so that's what kind of happened this past year. Another fun fact from this thing yesterday is that they took down all safeguards up until January 6th, and then they reinstated them, which is kind of weird, right? This lady had spoke out on these things, and these are things that will need to be answered, and I'll be watching that congressional hearing as well, because I've watched the past ones that Mr. Zuckerberg and even Mr. Dorsey have been in from Twitter. Now, Twitter is a more adult platform. They do better with their algorithms and keeping children more safe, but when it comes to money to them, they don't care about your child's safety. Also, they don't care about how many kids are being depopulated, right? They don't care how many kids are starting to look at themselves and think that there is something wrong with them because of what they see on the social media. There is nothing wrong with you, my friends. You're beautiful. You have so much to offer still. And what we're seeing on these cameras, and it is not real. I want you to know that you are real, that you are a human being, and that you deserve to feel loved and to feel worthy. And I care about that. It's literally enough for me to cry about this, because it almost puts us in a position where we kind of have to feel powerless. That, like, what can I possibly do against such a big tech giant? And I can only do my part in the little speaking shows that I do, and speaking out on what is right and what has always been true in my heart. And I have already called this out, which is crazy, because I had said this in my shows from the past year, that this kind of stuff has been going on. And then when I heard it in the hearing yesterday, it just validated that God is with me, that God is working for me, not against me. He is not against me. These media outlets might be against me, and for valid reason, because I'm coming at your fucking neck, because you're hurting our kids, and that's a problem. It is. Okay, it's just time to take a step back and kind of evaluate and get somebody that can be an oversight and look, because nobody is responsible for Facebook but Facebook. Nobody, they're never held accountable because nobody knows how it works besides them. And most of the people that are with Facebook are Facebook family. They grew up in Facebook, you know, so they're not going to turn their backs on them. There's more people that know this truth that are speaking out than just this one woman. I'm just saying that. Okay, and this is something that not just me or her or people, other members of the Congress have been seeing. This is something that a lot of people in the world have been affected by. But mostly and mainly are children, mostly young females. Do you know that the highest mortality rate in women is eating disorder? Is anorexia? That's the #1 mortality rate. That is scary to me. Because you are beautiful women. Beautiful. Men, you young men out there as well, beautiful. have so much to offer. Do not allow this social media to trick your minds. Okay? I have been a leader before this influencer thing became a trend, and I'll continue to be a leader when the money's gone. Because I fucking care about you, and I care about people. If you can't see it in my eyes, if you can't feel it in my heart, I really don't know what else to do. Oh, baby. Yeah, so I know how to get the engagement base to change the algorithms, but I refused the whole time, and I knew the whole time what I needed to do. I knew what I was seeing more of and what I was seeing less of, so I knew how to conform to that, but I refused to because it's not right. It's not morally right in my heart, and they're actually asking Mr. Zuckerberg to claim moral bankruptcy, which means that he really won't be held accountable for crimes against humanity or anything like that, but he'll get an oversight team for Facebook. I mean, there's a lot being asked of him as well. So I have some compassion in a sense, but all that goes away as soon as I start to think that you're putting people's children at risk before, you're putting them after your money. You're putting profits. In any case, it doesn't matter. And you had soft interventions on this. The woman spoke. There were soft interventions saying, "Hey, we should change these, algorithms. They're not fair to people. They're also leading almost every young person that gets on Instagram will get led to anorexia or eating disorders." And maybe nobody will see this video because they won't want you to. And that is why, and this is what I'm saying, that I don't care about the followers, that I care about my integrity. Doing the right thing when nobody's looking. When nobody's on my show, maybe. Doing the right thing regardless. No matter how bad it might hurt or affect my business and what I've been doing here for years. I buried my brother to a heroin overdose. Not being enough, right? I mean, you can never get enough more. That is people's drug of choice. More weight loss, more food, more exercise, more drugs, more alcohol, more sex, more money, more. You can't get enough of more. More is just, it depletes you until you self-sabotage and destruct. I love you guys. I love people. And I care about children. I have 2 children. I care about kids. And I am willing to lay my life down, flesh and all, to save the life of children. To save the life of another. In the right sense. So, also they're out there selling all of our information to other people, and that is dangerous in itself. Your information is being sold to pretty much hackers, and it does make me feel a little powerless in a sense that I don't know how to compete against something so big, and I know that my voice, they'll keep it at a low decibel. They'll try to make it as low as possible so nobody gets to hear what I'm trying to tell you. So all I would really say at the end of this is go watch that congressional hearing for yourself, if you'd like. It's important that you know some of these things, especially as a parent. It's scary, and it's scary to talk out against as well. And I have nothing but honor and respect for this woman. Was enough, and she decided to come out and speak up against one of the most giant tech industries that this world has ever seen. God bless her and her family. God bless her. Please, God, protect her. Because she's put her life on the line for this. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Children out there, youth, even though you shouldn't even be on these platforms yet, if you are and you see this, you are worthy. Don't let this social media trick you into thinking that you're not. Please, believe that you are worthy. Believe that you are good enough, and know that you have a purpose inside of you that nobody else has. You have a purpose that nobody else will get to receive unless you contribute it to us, my friends. I love you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. May the light fill your spirit. May peace fill your minds. May love fill your hearts always.